Hey everybody, welcome back once again. Welcome to another Walking Dead video. We're going to do another video for Daryl Dixon, episode 5, a particular discussion that I know a lot of people are having. We got teased with a little bit of information. We're going to kind of talk about what it could mean, who it could be talking about in this particular scene. Before we go any further, if you like what you see, if you like this type of content, please be sure to subscribe, like the video, leave your comments. I want to know what you guys have to say. But with that said, let's get into this video. Now, the big scene I believe that everyone is talking about, I have seen other videos about it, people are just, there's all kinds of speculation up in the air about what this could possibly mean for the Walking Dead universe going forward. Now, as you all know, Daryl's big mission for this show was to go out and find Rick. Now, I'm not sure how much time has passed since he left the Commonwealth and how much time has passed between then and then the time that he arrives in France. Because we finally got the reveal in the last episode where we got the explanation of how everything came to be. Daryl was actually on his way home and then he encounters this man that says, hey, do you want to earn fuel to get home? Because we see Daryl pushing his bike up the road, so obviously he's run out of fuel at this point. He's probably very low on supplies in general. But this guy approaches him and says, hey, if you're willing to do this job, we will provide you fuel. Now this turns out to be a trading post of some sorts, and Daryl gets there, and along with a lot of other people that were probably picked up on the road or come across this place, they go out, they gather walkers, they subdue them, and they put them on this truck. Now this kind of leads further down the road, that is the experiments for the French, for Madame Genet. But during Daryl's time in this work camp or this trading post, he gains access to a radio. Now this is where it really kind of goes down the rabbit hole of what it could possibly mean in this short transmission that he has between Carol. Daryl is reaching out to Commonwealth or Alexandria, we're not sure which, but he finally gets in touch with Carol. Now Carol, as we all know, is very important to Daryl, and she's probably kept track of him this whole way. He's probably found different ways along the way to keep in touch, let her know the progress of his mission, and just let her know that he's okay. Well, he lets her know in this particular transmission that he is on the coast of Maine and he should be home in a week. And he promises to be there, and it shouldn't be any longer than that. Well, there's kind of a tone in Carol's voice that Daryl picks up on where everything is not all right. He just kind of comes out and directly asks this, that, are you okay? And she basically kind of brushes it off, kind of insinuating that she doesn't want to get into it, and that she just tells him flat out, you don't need to worry about me, or you can't worry about me all the time, and it will take some getting used to, and just kind of random things that she wouldn't normally be saying, I think. And Daryl just, he really kind of pushes for the information, but she doesn't want to give it. So he just kind of concedes and says, okay, well, I will see you in a week. Be waiting for me, basically. And he starts to hang up, and then the feed begins to break in and out. We get a lot of static. And with this last little bit of the transmission that we get, Carol says, as it breaks up, is back. We don't know who she's talking about. Someone has made their way back, and Daryl pushes for it, tries to get this information out of her, but the signal breaks up, and then we lose her. So we're left with the big mystery of who is she talking about. Now this, obviously, a lot of people are speculating this is Rick. Rick and Michonne have made their way back home, but we don't know this for sure because, as these Walking Dead shows have proven, that the timelines are never what they seem. Daryl has left Commonwealth, and it could have very well been a year or two has passed since he's been home on his journey to find Rick. Now, when she says so-and-so is back, we automatically assume, yes, this is Rick and Michonne. They've made their way home. So, kind of my theory is this how they're going to connect Daryl with the ones who live, is somehow Rick and Michonne made their way back home. Are they going to be the ones that go out to find Daryl? Is this how they're going to reunite with the ones who live? Maybe this is how they end that, since it's supposedly supposed to be a limited series thing. Is this how they're going to end it? That once they find each other, they get back to Alexandria and they go out looking for Daryl to get him back home. That is probably the most likely tease that people are going with, is that Rick and Michonne are home, and this part of the transmission just broke apart and Daryl couldn't get this out of her, and just we're left with just all this mystery and wondering of, is this the case? Now, another one that I've kind of started to go with and does make sense. We know that we're coming to the end of Fear the Walking Dead, and it's been several years since Daryl kind of banished Dwight, told him, never come back, you can never come back to this area. And this kind of leads me to believe that with the end of the Fear of the Walking Dead coming, is this where Dwight returns home? Because he very clearly, in the one of the last episodes of the first part of the season, he says he might go home. And we see in trailers and snapshots and what have you, for the second half of the season, that Dwight and Sherry do come home. They are in the sanctuary. And, does this take place after whatever confrontation they're going to have with Troy? Does it take place in the middle of it? Or is this how they wrap up Dwight and Sherry's story? There's the big theory out there right now that Sherry actually doesn't make it. She dies somewhere, maybe when they get home. This is kind of how they're going to take Dwight and maybe even continue his story, that he's going to go home, he's going to show his face back at Alexandria and explain what's been going on. To maybe he'll bring Morgan into it somehow. There's a lot of different directions they could go, so it kind of feeds into the theory of when Carol says it's a lot to get used to. Maybe she means it's a lot to get used to the fact that Dwight showed up. He's this completely different person. He became friends with Morgan out there on the road. They helped each other get through difficult times, and just it's a lot to deal with him being back in the picture. So I think there's at least 2 or 3 different directions they could go with this. Obviously, Rick and Michonne is the top theory that people want to see. They want to see Rick and Michonne come back home, and Carol is just having a tough time readjusting to the fact that Rick is back in her life, and maybe it comes with a lot of complications. But anyways, guys, that is kind of my discussion and theories for the Walking Dead world and what we could possibly see in this season finale of Daryl. So, if you enjoyed the video, you enjoyed this type of content, please leave your likes down below, please leave your comments, and if you feel so inclined, subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate the hell out of it. So until next time, guys, I will see you later. Bye.